Aquapolis came out in January 2003. Wizards of the Coast printed it. This was their second to last Pokemon set before the Pokemon Company took over. The set has 182 cards total, including the secret rares. It featured e-reader functionality. You could scan the cards with a Game Boy Advance attachment. The print run was microscopic. Pokemon's popularity had crashed by 2003. The initial craze from the late 90s was over. Most kids had moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Stores barely ordered Aquapolis. It sat in bargain bins. Nobody wanted it. Today, it's one of the most expensive vintage sets to complete. The set nobody wanted is now the set nobody can afford. These are raw card prices in near mint condition. Graded cards inflate the numbers significantly. A PSA 10 can sell for 5 times what a raw near mint copy sells for. These numbers represent actual sales, not asking prices. The budget tier contains 13 cards. Ariados cost $50 to $70. It's a grass type holo rare. Low collector demand drives the price down. Azumarill runs $55 to $75. Water type, similar issue, minimal fan following. Blossom sits at $60 to $80. Another grass type with limited appeal. Electrode costs $65 to $85. Lightning type, functional card but not popular. Executor runs $70 to $90. Grass and Psychic type. Stage 1 evolution. Hypno costs $60 to $80. Psychic type. Unremarkable artwork keeps demand low. Jumpluff sits at $75 to $95. Grass type. Light Pokemon mechanic, but no competitive history. Lantern runs $70 to $90. Water and Lightning type. Dual typing doesn't help value. Muck costs $65 to $85. Grass type Poison Pokemon. Never popular. Octillery sits at $80 to $100. Water type. Highest in this tier due to better artwork. Sudowoodo runs $75 to $95. Fighting type. Rock Pokemon with minimal collectors. Tentacruel costs $85 to $105. Water type. Stage 1 evolution helps slightly. Victreebel sits at $70 to $90. Grass type. Completes the Bellsprout line but demand stays low. These 13 cards average $75 each. Total cost for all 13 runs around $1,000. The cards share common characteristics. None are fan favorite Pokemon. Most appeared in multiple other sets. None saw competitive play during their standard format run. The total supply of each card sits around 10,000 copies worldwide. Most are damaged or lost. Clean near mint copies are scarce despite low demand. The mid-tier contains 11 cards. Ampharos costs $120 to $160. Lightning type. Stage 2 evolution. Popular in the Johto generation. Blissey runs $110 to $150. Colorless type. Normal Pokemon with healing mechanics. Moderate demand. Houndoom sits at $140 to $180. Darkness type. Dark Pokemon have dedicated collectors. Fire and Dark dual typing adds appeal. Kingdra costs $150 to $200. Water type. Stage 2, Dragon Evolution. Dragon collectors drive demand. Magneton runs $130 to $170. Metal type. Stage 1 evolution. Electric and Steel dual typing. Nidoking sits at $140 to $190. Fighting type. Stage 2 evolution. Poison Pokemon with strong following. Ninetales costs $160 to $210. Fire type. Stage 1 evolution. Extremely popular Pokemon. Beautiful artwork. Slowking runs $120 to $160. Psychic type. Stage 1 evolution. Water and Psychic appeal. Steelix sits at $280 to $350. Metal type. Stage 1 evolution. Has printing variation. Togetic costs $130 to $170. Colorless type. Baby Pokemon evolution. Fairy type appeal in later generations. Vileplume runs $150 to $200. Grass type. Stage 2 evolution. Poison Pokemon. Gloom evolution line completion. Condition becomes critical at this price tier. Near mint Ninetales costs $210. Lightly played Ninetales costs $90. That's a $120 difference. Edge whitening, corner wear, surface scratches. Each imperfection drops value significantly. Near mint Houndoom runs $160. Moderately played Houndoom drops to $70. $90 gap for condition differences. At $50 cards, condition matters but doesn't devastate value. At $200 cards, condition determines whether the card holds value or collapses. The elite tier contains 5 cards. Arcanine costs $420 to $550. Fire type. Stage 1 evolution. Gen 1 legendary aesthetic. Strong nostalgia factor. Espeon runs $600 to $800. Psychic type. Stage 1 evolution. Massive EV collector base. Scizor sits at $480 to $650. Metal type. Stage 1 evolution. Competitive history in video games. Metal type premium. Tyranitar costs $550 to $750. Darkness and Fighting type. Pseudo Legendary status. 600 base stat total in games. Umbreon runs 650 to 900. Darkness type. Stage 1. Evolution. Highest demand of all evolutions. Dark aesthetic appeal. These 5 cards average $650 each. Total cost hits $3,500. Espeon and Umbreon alone account for $1,500 of that total. The evolution effect drives prices into elite territory. EVA evolution collectors operate differently than general Pokemon collectors. They pursue complete evolution sets across all eras. Competition for limited supply cards intensifies. Umbreon leads all evolutions in price. Every Umbreon HOLO from the e-reader era costs premium prices. The dark aesthetic attracts specific collector demographics. An Umbreon auction started at $200 in 2023. 48 hours later, the price hit $850. The seller ended the auction early. Sold privately for over $1,000 according to sources close to the sale. Umbreon collectors pay regardless of price. The card completes their collection. Price becomes secondary to acquisition. Tyranitar demonstrates the scarcity principle clearly. In 2010, this card sold for $30. Pokemon was culturally irrelevant. The TCG market was dormant. By 2024, the price reached $700. Tyranitar's popularity remained constant. It was always a fan favorite since Gold and Silver. The change came from scarcity awareness. Collectors attempting to complete Aquapolis sets discovered the cards don't exist in quantity. When realization spread, prices exploded. The supply stayed fixed at the original print run. Demand finally caught up after 20 years. The legendary tier has 3 cards. Entei costs $800 to $1,100. Fire type. Basic legendary Pokemon. Part of the Johto legendary beast trio. Featured in Pokemon 3 the movie. Strong artwork showing flames. Holo pattern creates fire movement effect. Suicune runs 850 to 1200. Water type. Basic legendary Pokemon. Legendary beast trio member. Pokemon Crystal mascot. Artwork shows Suicune running across water. Elegant design appeals to different collector base than Entei. Zapdos costs $900 to $1,300. Lightning type. Basic legendary Pokemon. Gen 1 legendary bird. Cross-generational appeal. Best electric type HOLO in the set. These 3 cards average $1,000 each. Total cost reaches $3,200. All 3 are legendary Pokemon. Legendary status always commands premium pricing across all sets and eras. These were the chase cards in 2003. They remain the chase cards in 2025. The status hasn't changed in 22 years. A collector pulled Zapdos from a pack in 2003 at age 12, sleeved it immediately, stored it in a binder, forgot about it for 15 years, rediscovered it in 2018, checked the price, $600, kept the card, checked again in 2024, $1,300, still owns it. The card went from pack pull to $1,300 asset through pure hold time. Ariados and Zapdos have identical pull rates from Aquapolis packs. Both are HOLO rares. Same rarity symbol. Same print run. Same distribution. Ariados cost $65. Zapdos costs $1,300. That's an 18 times multiplier. The difference is demand. Zapdos is a legendary Pokemon. Iconic. Recognizable. Wanted. Ariados is a stage 1 bug type. Forgotten. Ignored. Unwanted. Rarity creates opportunity. Demand creates price. Secret Rare Lugia is the most expensive card in Aquapolis. It's the mascot of Pokemon Silver. The colorless typing makes it unique. The holo pattern is considered the most beautiful in the e-reader era. Regular Lugia cards exist in other sets. This version only exists in Aquapolis, only as a secret rare. The combination of low pull rate, iconic Pokemon, and set exclusivity pushes price past $2,000. A sealed Aquapolis booster box sold for $8,000 in 2020. The buyer filmed the opening. 36 packs total. Pack 27 contained Secret Rare Lugia. Single card value around $2,500. Pack 32 contained Secret Rare Nidoking. Single card value around $1,600. 2 secret rares from 1 box. Total pull value over $4,000. The box paid for itself and generated profit. When Aquapolis released in 2003, the secret rares had no premium. Pokemon was culturally dead. The TCG market was collapsing. Secret Rare Lugia sold for $15 in 2005 based on sales records. Today it's $2,500. That's a 16,567% return over 19 years. The cards sat in dollar bins. Nobody wanted them. The Pokemon Renaissance started around 2016. prices began climbing. By 2020, vintage Pokemon exploded. These forgotten secrets became the most valuable cards in the set. The total cost breakdown works out clearly. 13 budget holos at 75 average equals roughly $1,000. 11 mid-tier holos at 180 average equals roughly $2,200. 5 elite holos at 650 average equals roughly $3,500. 3 legendary holos at 1,000 average equals roughly $3,200. 3 secret holos at 1,700 average equals roughly $5,600. Grand total approaches $15,500 for all 35 holos. Aquapolis represents the end of an era. Wizards of the Coast made one more set after this, Skyridge. Then Pokemon took over all printing. The card design changed, the holo patterns changed, the entire aesthetic shifted. These e-reader cards captured a specific moment in Pokemon history. That moment ended in 2003. No more cards will ever be printed like this. The supply is permanently frozen. Cards get damaged, cards get lost, cards get destroyed in floods, fires, accidents. The available supply only decreases. Demand continues growing as Pokemon gains new fans every generation. Simple economics, fixed supply, growing demand, rising prices. This pattern will continue. 20 years from now, these cards will cost more than they do today. That's not speculation. That's mathematics.